Every big win starts long before game day. On any given Monday, we go where cameras don't. Behind the contracts, the calls, and the chaos. We'll road trip with scouts, visit iconic campuses, step inside replay booths, and walk up to the luxury suites. Real organizations, real stories, real decisions. Lace up your cleats, buckle your chin strap. Here comes our GM, Matthew Miley.
My guest today is Kasey Mesa, the Senior Director of Suite Services for the Dallas Cowboys. Kasey has worked in NASCAR, minor league baseball, and has spent over 20 years with the Cowboys. She's also a proud Texas A&M fan, and I got my good bull.
Oh.
Yeah, and she's a very good sport for coming on the show today after what transpired last night, because I'm a Notre Dame fan. Very tough watch. And also today they're playing my team, the Giants, at 1. So
I mean, I don't even know. I need to talk to your parents about this Giants thing. I'll forgive the Notre Dame, obviously, but the Giants thing, I just don't understand it.
yeah, well, try to be positive here on the interview.
We'll see how it goes today.
So you're the Senior Director of Suite Services for the Dallas Cowboys. When people think the Cowboys, they think America's team, Jerry's World, one of the most iconic, valuable sports franchises in the world. What does it mean to represent the team on the premium side?
Oh, wow. First of all, thank you for having me. Very excited to do this. Overseeing all the suites here at AT&T Stadium, it's a very big job. Representing America's team, representing the Dallas Cowboys is very important to us. And so we just try to deliver a memorable event day experience. And I'll say event day because we are a 365-day stadium. So we don't just do Dallas Cowboys. We have concerts and college football and all sorts of other events. So we just want to make sure that when our customers step into the stadium, that we're helping them deliver a memorable experience for their families, their clients, their colleagues, and hope that we do it well.
Yeah. So why are suites so important? Is it for the revenue, or is it to create that celebrity atmosphere, maybe even a little bit of home field advantage?
Suites. So I've worked on both the season ticket side and the suite side, both very, very similar. It just depends on the person. You have companies that come in, they want to entertain clients, and they use suites as a place to maybe close deals, to entertain, to show them what they're about. And then you've got families. We've got a lot of families that come in, and it's for them. It's something that they enjoy doing together every weekend, or not every weekend, but every Cowboys game day. And it's just a time for them to get together and have a great time. So I don't think one's more important than the other. I guess it just really depends, how many people are you trying to entertain at once? And that's where the suites come in. And obviously they're private. So, the suites here at the stadium, each suite has its own bathroom, which is a huge perk for people is having their own bathroom in a suite. So I think it just depends on how many people you're trying to entertain and like what kind of experience you want to give them.
Yeah, that's great. So the Cowboys are basically synonymous with Jerry Jones. So how does his vision and his personality kind of shape what everyone does in the building?
At the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, hand in hand, even AT&T Stadium, in the off season, the last 2 off seasons, we've done a refresh to all the club spaces and suites here at the stadium. And that's all part of Jerry's overall vision. He wants to make sure we are always ahead of the rest. So, we've been in this stadium. This is our 16th season, and we just did a refresh, a massive refresh. It looks like a whole new stadium. Our stadium didn't look old before, and now it looks even newer than it did before. I think Jerry has always, I believe, has had a vision of the Dallas Cowboys owning a football team, and then the business side just grew from there. I don't know if you've seen the documentary, but he's been a visionary from day one. I
Hmm.
mean, he's kind of broken the mold on how the league works, and you know, things that he thought of and did is it's really impressive.
Yeah. So inside the suite business here, how does your team go about filling out and servicing these suites on a not week to week basis, but whenever there's an event going on?
Yeah, so my team, so we run both the sales and the service side. And so we have over 300 suites here at the stadium. Um, like I said, it's a 365-day business. So we're constantly talking to our clients about whether it's a Cowboys game, another event, we're constantly talking to them. Along with that, we want to make sure that we are helping them provide the kind of service that they're looking for. So we are surveying our clients, trying to throw other events for them, trying to figure out what is it that you're wanting to do in the suite. Do you have somebody super special that is coming in that game? Is somebody celebrating a birthday? And then if once we find out those kinds of things, we try to do special touches. Um, Something called Unreasonable Hospitality. Will Goddard wrote a book called Unreasonable Hospitality, and that's just something that we strive to do is try to think ahead and go above and beyond what the customer's thinking of or looking for. Because it's important to us. It's important to us to give them great service and have them be able to create an experience for everybody they're entertaining.
Hmm.
Um, it makes us happy to see them happy. So
Yeah. So how is your team compensated or measured? Is it sales, renewals, retention? What does it look like?
it's a little bit of everything. So we do have a separate sales team that really focuses on the sales and renewal aspect of all of our suites. And then we have a separate service team that services all of our suites, whether it's our long-term suite holders or our individual game clients. So we have long-term suite holders. So those are people that have been here with us for 16 years, 10 years. And then we've got individual game clients where somebody can come in and purchase a suite on a game-to-game basis or an event-to-event basis. And so the sales side, it is salary and commission. And then on the service side, there are some salary, and then there are there's some bonuses opportunities
Hmm.
across both sides. So we want to make sure people come back year after year. There are, of course, revenue goals that we want to hit each year, and the whole team kind of is involved in all of that together. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit of it's salary, some commission, some bonus.
Yeah. So let's say there's a family that comes in and they call you and your team and they're interested in purchasing a suite. What is the price structure kind of like and what factors go in it? I know there might not be like a baseline price, but what what does that look like trying to get a hold of a suite?
So we've got kind of two options. We've got, like I said, a long-term suite option. And what that is, it includes all 10 Dallas Cowboys home games. And then it gives them the option to purchase other events at suite holder ticket price. So that's more of a long-term commitment. Originally, when we opened the stadium back in 2009, they were 20-year agreements. Now that we are in the 16th year of the stadium. We're in 14-year agreements. And so that's a long-term commitment. So again, that includes the Cowboys games and then the option to purchase other games. And then they can purchase food and beverage from Legends Hospitality, who is our food
Hmm.
and beverage partner. And then if it's just somebody that's looking for one event, it really depends on the event. A Cowboys game is going to be a different price from a high school football game or a concert. So it just really depends on the event, kind of what the event ticket prices are. So,
Yeah.
with the promoter and how they're going to price their tickets. And then we go from there. And that's kind of how we would price those tickets, or sorry, that suite. And the
Yeah.
suite would normally include for an event, the tickets, say it's an 18-seat suite, it would include 18 tickets, 5 parking, and then a food and beverage credit, just depending on the event.
Yeah. Yeah. So going inside the suite, what are like the standard amenities and what makes the experience special inside a Dallas Cowboys suite?
Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, we just did a big refresh in all of our suites. So now when you walk in, each suite has its own bathroom. We are a lot lighter and brighter with this refresh. So you walk in, we now have a large island in the suites. Each suite has its own refrigerator. We kind of have a mini fridge where you can put your own beverages in there as well. Um, there is a bar area for food, and then each suite has a certain number of fixed black uh, seats at the front of the suite. So just
Hmm.
depending on the size of the suite, our suite sizes range anywhere from 12 all the way up to 52 seats.
Mm.
So the front would have some black, nice fixed seats, and then there's a third row that has bar stools and kind of a bar top. And then in the back of the suite, just depends again on what the suite holder wanted. The configuration could have some high top tables and bar stools, or it could have some low furniture like a couch, lounge chair situation, kind of around a large TV that they can turn on any channel they want to watch whatever
Hmm.
game they want during the games.
Yeah, that's sweet. That's awesome. Sweet. Pun not intended. Pun not intended. Um, so who are your typical customers? Is it celebrities, cooperations with some clients, or families, or all around, all the same?
It's all around, it's everything. Families, individual wealth, people, companies, sometimes celebrities, yes. But yeah, it's a mixture of everybody. It honestly depends on who's coming into town or what event is coming into town. And for the most part, it's all, in Cowboys games, it's a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans. Every now and then you might get somebody that's rooting for the other team. But for the
Hmm.
most part, it's just people that want to come in. And still to this day, a lot of people, it's their first time in the stadium and their first time to come to a game, and they want to run a suite and do it all right, either for their company or for their family. And so
Hmm.
it's fun to see that it's still 16 years later, that it's still somebody's first time coming in, and we want to make sure that it's a memorable experience.
Yeah, I'm sure that'd be amazing to be in one of those suites. Um, so going to the stadium as a whole, AT&T Stadium is one of the biggest venues in the country. It's always busy, always something going on there. Um, what is the biggest behind the scenes challenge that a fan would never guess would be the hardest thing to do about working at AT&T?
Um, it's really hard to pinpoint just one thing, but I mean, there's a lot that goes into getting the stadium ready for any event. Um, you start, it's never ending. We're always going. So
Hmm.
whether we're getting ready for an event here at the stadium or getting ready for an event that we might be throwing for clients elsewhere, there's just always something happening. And so, the biggest, what's really important to us is safety and security, and a lot goes in with our stadium operations team, our stadium management, just to make sure that um, safety is top of mind. So, we've got a lot of great people that work in the stadium ops department that do everything from who is staffed on event day, whether it's security or concierge or the people you see in the stands helping people go to their seats. The people in the parking lot that are checking your parking passes, and so a lot goes into those little. There's all these little tiny different pockets of people that are very important to the overall
Hmm.
experience of the stadium. And it starts from the moment that you drive down the street and you get to your parking lot. That first person that's going to scan your parking pass and make sure
Yeah.
they tell you where to go. And then you come in the stadium, you've got your people that are scanning your tickets. Security, you go through, the security areas to make sure nobody has anything on them if they're not supposed to. So there's a lot of people behind the scenes that maybe you don't really think about,
Hmm.
that make the game days go so smoothly. And then
Yeah.
even our uh, stadium entertainment people, the people that are putting on the music and all the graphics on the video boards and making sure that the atmosphere in the stadium stays up. That's also a huge part of a game day experience. So again, you don't think about the people that are doing that behind the scenes, but it's a lot.
Yeah. I imagine it's a lot, boatload of people. Um, So what is the typical, let's say Sunday, 1 o'clock or noon for you, game look like from start to finish? Like when you get in there, when you leave in, what does that look like?
Yeah, so today a little bit I got in a little later than I would have liked to, but I normally we're here maybe 1 hour to 2 hours before gates open.
Hmm.
And then what we're doing at that time is just running around, maybe putting things in people's suites, maybe making sure if something's wrong with somebody's tickets for some reason, this our staff is standing by to help with any sort of troubleshooting.
Hmm.
But normally we're just walking around making sure that the suites are looking the way they're supposed to, delivering anything that we need delivered to suites. Excuse me. Maybe do a podcast right when gates open, as I'm doing today. And then some of our clients get access to have pregame sideline passes. And
Hmm.
so we'll go down to the sidelines, say hello to some people. There's every now and then we might have a pregame reception that we invite some clients to. So once gates open is kind of when we're very busy prior to gates
Hmm.
open, getting prepping, and then when gates open, it's kind of when it's game time, and we're going around saying hi to clients. And then hopefully once we get close to kickoff, it slows a little bit,
Hmm.
and then we will, my staff specifically, will walk around, say hello to clients, and then try to watch the game as much as we can, but sometimes you might just be watching the game from your office
Hmm.
because you've been running around all day.
So how do you balance, the adrenaline of Sunday football? I mean, it's got to be a great atmosphere in there with knowing there's a lot of precision it takes and you got to run everything smoothly. How do you balance those feelings?
You got to keep your cool at all times. But game day is just a different animal. Like you said, there is adrenaline just surrounding the atmosphere. It just kind of keeps you going, it keeps you moving. You're not really, I don't think, tired until it's over. And then you're kind of spent for the rest of the day. So, at 3:25 today, when I take off my heels and I'm just sitting here or hopefully sitting at home by that time, um, I'm pretty spent. And then I just want to spend the rest of the day just kind of like taking it easy, getting ready for tomorrow so that we can recap on maybe, excuse me, if there were any issues maybe that we need to look into. Um, but I think a lot of it, just game day is very special.
Hmm.
And so the adrenaline and the atmosphere really just helps us, just keeps us going.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So you've been in the Cowboys for over 2 decades. What is it like to grow your career alongside the one of the most iconic franchises in America?
Yeah, this is 2 decades. That just really hit hard. I am entering my 25th season with the Cowboys. I started in the season ticket side. I actually started in a little, what we called, oh gosh, what did we call it? I don't remember now, but I started basically inside sales. We were just pounding out phone calls, calling season ticket holders, and that's where I started. Started from the bottom, and just, I mean, honestly, just a lot of hard work, getting to know the business. And the business has grown and changed a lot in 25 years. What we were doing 25 years ago is definitely not how things are going now. You see all of the brand new stadiums that are getting built year after year. Um, Things have just really changed. NFL has grown a lot in 25 years. So, I started in a phone room, making a lot of phone calls, worked my way up on the season ticket side, then got into suites, and then have been in the suite side for probably, well, maybe 20 years now. But again, a lot has changed. These new buildings opening, just really, teams and buildings, you want to give everybody what they're paying for. You want to give them
Hmm.
a great experience. You want to make sure that they're enjoying themselves and that they feel that what they have invested in is worth it.
Yeah.
And so I would say maybe 25 years ago, there wasn't a lot of service talk. You know, we were selling season tickets, people were buying things, and I don't know that service per se was top of mind. I don't believe there were a lot of service departments, whether it was on the season ticket side or the suite side. And now each team has some sort of premium service department, whether it's servicing high dollar season ticket holder, or actually all season ticket holders, or suites.
Hmm. So earlier, like a couple minutes ago, you mentioned working your way up through the Cowboys. Looking back, what set you apart when you're breaking through into sports management, and what advice would you give to, people like me going into college or high school students who want to make a name for themselves and work in the sports industry?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I mean, you doing this podcast, I think is great. It's a great extracurricular that you're doing to learn a lot about the business. I think it's a lot about relationships. So, you know, as a high school student or a college student, I think getting to know as many, put yourself out there, get to know as many people as you can. Um, LinkedIn is really big now. Maybe LinkedIn was around when I started 25 years ago, but it wasn't what it is now. Or
Hmm.
if it was, I just didn't know about it. So it's all about relationships, who you know, put yourself out there, you know, get internships, apply for internships. And if you don't get an internship, don't get down on yourself. The internships are very competitive. There are a lot of people that want to work, not just at the Dallas Cowboys, but any sports team. So it's a
Hmm.
very competitive business. And if you don't get that one that you really, really wanted, you shouldn't be down on yourself. Just go and get yourself another internship. You get the experience. It's about the experience as well. If you know that sports is what you want to do, get the experience. And even if you don't know exactly what you want to do in sports, then just go and intern in different departments. Find out what sales is like. Sales isn't necessarily for everyone. Somebody might think they want to go into sales and maybe, oh, no, it's really service. Or maybe, oh, no, that's really marketing.
Hmm.
There are so many different departments to work in. And I don't think as a high schooler or an early college student, you don't need to know exactly what you want to do. Um, but I think getting to know people and finding out what each department is about is important so that
Hmm.
you know where you end up. I mean, I
Yeah.
started on the sales side, and honestly, when I got an internship at a minor league baseball team. I met the general manager at a at a career fair, I believe, at A&M, and I was looking for an internship. I thought I wanted to work in baseball because I love baseball. I thought I wanted to work in baseball. And so I got an internship with a minor league baseball team. And he was really my biggest cheerleader. And he's kind of who helped me move through. I actually found this job with the Cowboys originally. Um, I was kind of looking for a job, and there was this is before the internet, guys. And so I went back to A&M to the career center, and I was flipping through jobs, and I saw a job posting for this, and I knew the guy. I had went to college with the guy who was actually hiring. And so that's how I got the job here at the Cowboy, or I interviewed, obviously, but I knew somebody that worked here. Um, and I didn't know if sales was what I wanted to do. That's what I started in. And then I found that I liked to entertain people, throw events. And then when we started building um, the new stadium, and it was kind of decided that we were going to build a service department, was kind of like, hey, maybe this is something I'd be interested in doing, is building a service team, figuring out what service would be for suites. So again, I started in sales. I'm still sort of in sales. Service is always selling as well. You want to
Hmm.
make sure somebody's having a great time. So you also want to, you got to sell your product. And so I might not be selling them individual things where I'm getting commission, but you're always selling the Dallas Cowboys or the experience.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Thank you for that advice. That was great. Um, so now I got a little lightning round for you. A couple questions.
hey.
fast answers. So, favorite AT&T Stadium food item?
Oh, probably the mac and cheese.
Ooh, yeah, I bet that's good. Um, one word for Cowboys fans.
Intense.
Intense. I can agree with that. I have some other words, but I'll keep them to myself. Um, favorite away stadium.
Oh, that's a tough one. Um, oh my goodness. I'm going through the Rolodex. I had a great time in Green Bay.
Oh yeah,
Can't beat
Lambeau.
Green Bay. Had a great time in Green Bay. So I will say the Packers, even though we don't need to talk about any of that. But I did have a great time in Green Bay. So we'll say Green Bay.
So, coffee or energy drinks to start your game day.
Coffee.
Pump up song when walking into the stadium.
Let's just do Thunderstruck,
Oh yeah, good one, classic. What's the most surprising or strange guest request you've gotten for a suite?
I don't know that I could really say. So I'll go with something. Um, it's probably something on the food and beverage side. And I wouldn't really say it's strange, but I do, and I don't, there's a separate company that does food and beverage, but we work very closely together. Somebody once asked for some sort of really, really rare, some sort of liquor, and I had
Hmm.
to look it up, and it was quite expensive. And I was just like, what does this taste like? Like, I need to know what I didn't get to taste it, but I just was like, how do you even know about something like this? I cannot remember the type of liquor, but
Hmm.
I wouldn't say it's strange. It just was very interesting to like Google that and figure out what that is.
What's a hidden gem in Dallas that you would recommend people check out?
Hidden gem in Dallas. Um, the DFW area is very big. And so again, a lot of different areas. You go to Fort Worth. You can always go down to the stockyards for the cowboy situation. Down in Dallas, there's an area called Bishop Arts District. It's very kind of low key, kind of laid back. I really like that area.
Hmm.
Um, and then of course there's Frisco where the Star is. And that has really grown a lot. And the Star, if you ever get to go out there, it's an amazing building, an amazing complex. It's really nice. So, kind of hit those three
Yeah.
corners of DFW.
And last question, what are you doing on any given Monday?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna wake up and get a good workout in,
Hmm.
and then I will try to sit with myself for a minute, get ready for the day, and then it's just hit the ground running, especially now, especially during the season. Tomorrow we'll recap what happened today and just see if there was something, not necessarily what happens on the field, but was there something on our side that either went wrong, could be done better, whether it's our team or another area of the business. So we'll recap what happened today, a little bit
Hmm.
later tomorrow, not first thing in the morning. Of course, we gotta recuperate from today's W.
Well, we'll see about that. But that's all I got for you today. Thank you for doing this. I'm sure it wasn't the easiest thing in the world.
No, no problem. I'm glad we worked it out. I'm glad, you got to see a little bit. Sorry if I was a little distracted, but it's game day, and so we've got kickoff here in an hour and a half. Go Cowboys.
I don't know if I'll say that.
Thank you for having me.